This is the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. Hundreds of Army officer cadets come here every year to endure some of the toughest, most gruelling training in the world.
You spent nearly a whole year of your life going through some incredibly intense training. People from all over the world come to commission at our academy.
Next one, please.
But after over 200 years, the home of the British Army officer is changing, as the Academy embarks on one of the Army's biggest ever gender integration programmes.
I've spent 5+ years of my life working up to this point.
I just love it. I'm kind of a bit patriotic.
This is an exclusive look behind the scenes at this historic military training establishment at a critical time for national security.
It is, of course, the spectre of heavy fighting in Europe that focuses me and my instructors on what we need to prepare them for.
So at this stage, in layman's terms, they're firing at you. You are all going to bring your weapons to bear if you can. You're all going to fire 2 to 3 rounds in the general direction of the enemy, and then you're going to do what?
Take cover.
Take cover in general vicinity. 2IC! Take over!
Today, the officer cadets are back in the field and learning how to lead an attack.
Grenade!
Sandhurst is renowned for turning out world-class military leaders.
Stop it!
And these lessons are where the process begins.
Ceasefire!
The section attack is a real key event for us to be able to assess their basic command and control.
What's your job here? You're a section commander, aren't you? So don't delegate people to do this. Don't do it yourself. You need to think about the bigger picture. You need to think about security. You need to think about what's going on next. Yep.
Prepare to move, arrowhead!
It's really demanding. You know, you're up at 4 and then you finish at about 7 p.m. at night. And it's essentially 6 to 9 enemy positions, of which your section will go and assault every single position.
First time doing the section attacks. So we've done a walkthrough before, like this morning we went through the walkthrough before we did that. But it's our first time sort of all in command appointments, so we'll each have a turn. There's platoon commander and then probably 2IC as well, and we'll do them in the night as well, sort of putting it to practice really, because there's only so much you can learn from a PowerPoint.
But sometimes the excitement of getting hands-on with rifles and the sound of gunfire in the air can go to people's heads.
I was trying to encourage the cadets not to just storm the enemy position like you would do on a Call of Duty game. But actually take your time, bound in with one person moving, one person firing, maintaining pressure on the enemy all the way up to the end when we eventually close with and destroy the enemy.
So I'm up, this black's firing, I'm bounding forward, I'm down, bang, 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 up she comes, bang, 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 down she's firing, I move forward, and we keep doing that all the way into the final position, okay? So you're not ever running at the enemy and firing, nor are you running and no one firing, okay? So no more running willy-nilly at the enemy, and no more running without firing at the enemy, but we don't run and fire at the same time. Push further, push further!
As well as the physical training, Sandhurst must prepare officer cadets for the mental battle with the enemy and the possibility of taking a life.
I think it would be odd not to have thought about that. Going into a conflict, you have to be very informed, and as an officer, that's your job. Your job is to know who is the enemy, who you are to kill if you have to.
Company will move to the left in 3s. Left, turn!
Today is Old College Sunday. It's a long-standing Sandhurst tradition where officer cadets get a day off training to see family and friends.
It's really nice for your parents to see where you are, because it's not like uni when your parents can come down at any point and you can have them inside your accommodation all the time. So it's nice for them to see what we do.
It's an opportunity for cadets to show off new skills. For some, the pressure to put their best foot forward is too much. while for others, it's their chance to shine. After 76 days training here, it's the first time the cadets are allowed visitors.
You're wearing my blazer! Oh goody! Can't get makeup on me. Cannot get makeup on me. Hello, Mum.
Seeing them was absolutely brilliant. Like just seeing their faces because they get so excited.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1, 3.
For families, it's a proud day.
What was it like seeing her come onto the parade square today?
Emotional, unbelievably emotional.
Yeah, immense cry.
We started her straight away as well.
And we saw the short one and we were like, yeah, that's her. Oh, it's a really proud moment, and just seeing them all together, sort of united with the rifles band. It was just a really lovely moment.
It's just a bit of a special day, a nice opportunity for you to come and have a look at what we've been doing.
And what did you think of the weight there?
That was crazy. Just a really crazy weight. So heavier than I thought, but they're managing. Lots of sore feet, I think.
Old College Sunday is a day for cadets to give their parents a little taste of their new lives as trainee army officers. From ration packs to weapons handling and everything in between.
Yeah, you have. This is awful.
For Kira's sister Lauren, the visit is a chance to try out army life for size.
We've got back to breaking it now.
But for her former soldier mum, this is familiar territory.
I just served. I joined when I was 17 and left 8.5, 9 years later, so I did 9 years. I absolutely loved it.
And that's my daughter there. There you go, that's my daughter there.
No, stop.
Yeah, say hello, Jacqueline. George.
I can't do it. You've got a wee brother as well.
I've got a wee brother, Absolutely fantastic. It's a really good British establishment, and I think they do a cracking job, and hopefully it'll be an inspiration to other soldiers like to come through here.
Obviously we miss her very much so, but I think it is the career she has chosen, and obviously is great to support her, what she'd like to do. So we wish them all the best.
Good morning, everybody. Hi. Major Kirsty Deacon-Main. I'm the 2IC. So if we discuss anything today that you are not content with, then please do come and seek me out.
The Female Forum was set up at Sandhurst to create a space for female officer cadets and staff to come together and talk through any issues they may be experiencing. It's part of the drive to change culture across the academy.
Because I don't know about you, if someone screams at me, I just switch off. Like someone screams at a man, they're like, yeah, go, 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 you know? And like the different levels of robustness that it then takes us to always be at the back, if that makes sense, and like how to just carry on through that.
I know how some of you might feel. So don't underestimate and don't feel like you're a failure, because you can lead. You don't need to be at the front going, follow me. You can lead and have a good, positive impact, even if you feel like you can't keep up.
For 5 Platoon, there's still uncertainty about the value of the forum.
I didn't really see the kind of need for it, because we've had a few kind of female-based issues that we've been able to sort out within the platoon.
So I'm looking to you and asking you to feed back to me how you think we could do it better.
There's such a heavy focus on females. We've gone from one extreme all the way to the other, where we have female networks and female forums and all this random stuff, taking time out of training just for females to talk, which is nice and I get, but I feel like part of that should be in the training.
But more experienced soldiers know what it's like without this kind of support.
I found myself in Afghanistan very quickly after finishing at Sandhurst. We were in a forward operating base with the commandos, and there were no females there at all. My experiences were quite difficult. I found very quickly that my voice wasn't necessarily heard. I do remember sitting on my bed and thinking to myself, how is this happening? How on earth, we are here and people's lives are at risk. But I was able to challenge the chain of command and, they supported me through it. And I did get through it, but it wasn't the easiest of experiences.
No spotting rapid fire! Can anyone see the enemy?
This is the final exercise 5 Platoon will take part in this term, and they must show their instructors they've got what it takes to progress to the next stage of training.
It starts to join lots of things together, like what we've been learning in the classroom.
Do you want to you push up, find the next casualty, and then get the information, let me know.
I kind of feel like they were just looking for how you could deal with the whole situation and whether you had those leadership qualities that we'd been taught. It starts off really, really slow. Next thing you know, you've taken a casualty and then you've got to sort that out, and then they're moving forward and then you've got a new section and then someone else needs ammo, and there's just so much going on.
He's gonna slip out of my hand.
Put him. I can't see.
Delivering clear orders under pressure is a key leadership skill, and one the cadets must demonstrate when they're in command.
Tell us where we going to move.
Boyd, Amy, come forward.
Boyd, let's move. If anyone was coming to me with information that I didn't need, it was just like, stop talking, this is what we're doing. Just getting to the point and people listen. Yeah, I guess I feel it's just not taking things personally if someone's shouting at you.
There are a lot of people that are kind of a bit too polite, I'd say.
Amy, Boyd, can I get you guys to search this enemy behind us?
They always say,
yeah.
There's no friendships in appointments, you've kind of just got to put yourself aside from, everything that's been going on for the last 10 weeks and the friendships you've made, and tell people to do stuff.
As you assault the position, and you need to call a check fire. It's a bit, not annoying, but because we're all trying to be leaders, a lot of people try to impose their ideas, and while it's good, in that moment it might not be helpful, so people are given their ideas to be helpful, but sometimes you just need to be look, I need to get on with something, this is what we're going to do, let's crack on. Yeah.
Where's point of fire?
Here is the point of fire, I've briefed this.
Delta's staying here.
I wasn't here for the briefing.
Delta's staying here.
Right.
You can make things happen to timings if you just apply a bit of force and a bit of pressure. If you keep telling people, how long do you need? When can you be ready by? Can you do it in this time? They all just rod you off and they'll go, yeah, okay, it takes as long as I want to take. Or actually, yeah, I just want to take my warm kit off. Actually, no, I changed my mind, it's a bit cold. Let me put the warm bit back on. Oh no, actually, no, I was right the first time. Take my warm kit off again. That's like 15 minutes of faffing around that doesn't need to happen.
Juma, show it off. Move. Move!
Yeah, I had one conversation with the platoon commander yesterday. I referred to myself as bossy, and he said that I should never do that again, because if it was a man, they would be told they were directive.
I just stopped her and said, do you think any of the males in the platoon worry about being called bossy? And she said, well, no, I don't think that necessarily happens. And I said, well, that's my point, really. Don't hold yourself back and think, I need to be worrying about whether I'm bossy or not, because that's a very female-centric word that I think doesn't really need to be used. And it's inappropriate, because I would be very surprised if someone called me bossy, because I would think that's not really, my job is to be in command of soldiers.
Which is a really good point, Sometimes women get told that they're loud or unnecessarily talking or bossy, and a man will always get told that they're directive and straight to the point.
I tried earlier. It's so heavy right now I couldn't roll over. I was like a turtle on my back.
The packs the officer cadets must carry weigh around 35 kilos.
It's not dissimilar to what they'll have to carry if they were working in an operating environment where you have to sustain yourself with the kit that's on your back. You have to be able to carry everything you need to operate with. And so, yeah, it's a really fundamental part of training. There's no getting around it, really. That's the way that the Army works.
Many of the cadets are struggling with the weight, but for the women it's particularly challenging because the packs represent a significantly greater proportion of the average female body weight. And several cadets are going down injured.
Would your preference be to see the medic?
I prefer actually to see the medic, but I don't want to miss the exercise.
Everyone's knees hurt. Everyone is in pain of some description, so it's hard to try and figure out
what is normal and what isn't. Initially, it's like, no, it's going to be fine. And then you're like, oh, it's not fine. You're like, well, it has to be fine.
She really hates giving up on things. So for her to come off it you could tell it was quite bad. She was in a lot of pain.
The staff say, like, it's okay. Then in my head, I'm like, I just don't believe you. Like, because the way I kind of work, I just feel like they're very disappointed when I come off. It's not an easy, like, thing.
She just needed to look after herself and stop thinking that she was letting people down, because they absolutely weren't. You know, if people come off, you come here by choice, so you want to do well. If you're coming off of an exercise, it's very rare that it's for any other reason than you cannot continue.
If there's any casualties, you need to take the casualties along the way.
By the final day, 6 cadets from 5 platoon have had to come off the exercise due to injury and sickness. There are male casualties as well, but the losses leave female numbers particularly low.
We had that discussion last night. It was just that we were happy that, you know, we were still out here, and there's 4 left in the platoon female-wise, so like, we want to be able to have somebody still out here, not all 8 of us coming off. So yeah, I guess a little more determined to make sure that we got through it and finished it.
Next time, it's the biggest event in the Sandhurst calendar, but will her injured knees heal in time for Holly Plummer to take part? And 5 platoon cadets meet the women from the 80s who paved the way for their success.
We were thought to be very, very odd. We weren't allowed to march on the parade.
Thanks for watching. For more from Forces News, like and subscribe to our channel.